Hi friends, today's topic is Turkey. Just 2-3 days before, the president of Turkey, Mr. Erdogan, he was speaking on the floor of United Nations, and he categorically said that Kashmir is an international issue rather than bilateral one between India and Pakistan. A few months before, he was talking in the meeting of Human Rights Commission, and also he was talking on the floor of Islamic Conference. He said the same thing there also. In the month of February 2020, he had his own state visit to Pakistan. On the floor of Pakistani parliament, he said two more things against India. First was that Pakistan should be the member of nuclear suppliers group, not India. Second, he strongly condemned Article 370. So, all these speech of Mr. Erdogan, here and there, everywhere, shows as if he is a champion of Islam. But if you look at his actions, it's absolutely different, contrast. There he looks anti-Islamic, anti-Muslims. All the way he came down from Middle East to South Asia and picked up Kashmir issue and trying to be pro-Islamic Muslims. But he forgets his own backyard, the Palestinian issue, most important Muslim issues. So here in Kashmir he is pro-Islam, and there in Palestine he is anti-Islam. Why do I say anti-Islam? He is over there because Turkey is the most loyal, most close and a great strategic friend of Israel. Turkey was the first Islamic state who recognized Israel in 1950 only. So this is his true picture in action. He stands on two different extremes. Another instances I would like to share my view with you, that he is in fact anti-Muslims. As regards Syria is concerned, Syria is bounded with Turkey. He has been fighting against Muslim regime of Mr. Assad. There he is not Muslim, there he is not Islamic, he is anti-Islam. And second is, he is fighting along with USA, well-known Islamic face. Next instance is China, the Xinjiang state, where Muslims are tortured. All these Muslims in Xinjiang, all the way they came from Turkey only. In Turkey, they provoked them to fight against communist regime of China. But as and when he comes down to China, he admires Chinese administration in Xinjiang. So he is sailing on two boats, sometimes pro-Muslims, sometimes anti-Muslims. And Turkey is partly lying on Asia and partly lying on Europe. So barrier also and bridge also between the two continents. When he crosses to Europe, he used to play secular cards. But when he turned his face towards Turkey and then Middle East, he used to play Islamic cards. As regards India is concerned, he talks against India. As regards India's relation with Turkey is concerned, right from the beginning of 14th century, the rise of Ottoman Empire, till the end of Ottoman Empire, during First World War, and you are aware that Gandhiji led Khilafat movement in India, the Khilafat movement of Turkey. Gandhiji also strongly condemned injustices inflicted on Turkey at the end of First World War. All leadership of India those days had supported Turkish independence, and every one of them, including Gandhiji, had great respect for Mustafa Kemal, the man, the leader who brought democratic constitution, secular, nationalism, and republic one. And now you can watch down, you can see the today's president of Turkey, what he is doing against India. He is aware that in 1947, at the time of partition, that more Muslims prefer to stay here in India rather than going to Pakistan. He is also aware that India is the land of 22 crore Muslims, almost 3 times the number of Muslims in Turkey. Turkey having only 8 crore, 8.5 crore Muslims only. India does not need any lesson from him. As regards Turkey's other action is concerned, Turkey is the only member of NATO other than Europeans and Americans. There also Turkey is not sincere to NATO. Turkey is the first country who tried to purchase arms from Russia. He asked America to provide him Patriot missiles, defensive missiles. It was turned down, he was not given. Then he did not hesitate to ask Russia to provide him S-400 missiles. Russia was looking for this opportunity and happily given to him. Happily said, yes, you signed the agreement, we shall give it to you. Later the fact came down that Russia definitely will provide such missiles, but it would be a defective missiles, may misfire at the time of launching. Russia is aware of that Turkey is a NATO partner. Maybe tomorrow, same missiles would be used against Russia. Turkey is the crossroads of many important places, the Caucasus, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Russia, then Middle East, West Asia, Europe. But everywhere, 8 countries are bounded with Turkey, and Turkey has been fighting against all of them. 2 countries of Europe having maritime boundary, partly landed boundary also with Greece and Cyprus. And both of them, Turkey has been fighting on islands issue. Rather, Turkey is number 2 after China, who has been fighting against all the neighbors, raising many fronts at a time. This is what Turkey has been doing it. As regards Turkey's other activities are concerned, that what he does today may not do tomorrow. What he says today may talk something different. In 2008, Mr. Erdogan had visited India. There he said, Kashmir is bilateral problem. But when he had gone to Pakistan, he said, no, this is multilateral only. Again, he came down to India in 2017. He was appreciating India's democracy and secularism. So, as and when he goes to China, he appreciates communism. And when come down to India, he appreciates democracy. This is what he has been doing it. A hypocrites. He is basically hypocrites. He's standing 2 different extremes. In one hand, he is pro-Islamic, other hand, anti-Islamic. Mr. Erdogan has every right, he is entitled to do whatever he wants to do in the interest of his own country. But the problem is arising when he talks something, acting something different. This is what the way I wanted to get it sum it up. Thank you so much.